See, I'm going to keep it real with you. Everybody know me that I say what I say. And I don't give a damn if you like what I say or not. I put together a whole list of all the problems in the martial arts. I never heard nobody talking about it before. Number one problem in the martial arts is ego. Everybody's chasing the same dollar, not just chasing a dollar, the same dollar, which is stupid. You got thousands of schools out there blowing smoke up people's behind. You're dragging these people along to become a black belt, when even when they get that black belt, they still don't have the right mindset, skill set, and habits to get off the information that they waited so long to become a black belt. Now, let's be honest. Some of the information is not able to be applied on the streets in a reality-based setting. Because the information is not reality-based, it's dojo-based. It's point fighting, it's a kata. And don't say to me that, you can use kata in the street. How many people that you know, that you really know, that could take kata and use it in the street? I've been doing this damn near close to 45, 50 years, close. And I probably will name 3 people. And these are guys who were badasses before martial arts, because they already had the mindset, the attitude, what it took. That martial arts just gave them more tools to use. But me and you all, we all know many of black belts, they got run right through by a street guy. And forget about the brown, purples, and yellows. The reason why I'm telling you this is because martial artists today are delusional. You got all these goddamn titles. But Sifu Alan Goldberg holds an event every year in Atlantic City. He gives out awards and events, awards and trophies to people. Do you know that there are people who fill out for the Grandmaster trophy and thing, and they pay him whatever it is, the fee is, and they go to Atlantic City and they get the Grandmasters trophy, only because they've been in martial arts 40 years. So when I hear these cats go, I'm a Grandmaster, I just like, okay, cool. We on the same level, we all Grandmasters. No, we're not. You can believe whatever the hell you want to believe. No, you're not. Or you just became a Grandmaster because your sensei felt like promoting you to Grandmaster. Or you just became a Grandmaster because you've been in the martial arts for 45 years, so now you're Grandmaster. Time just passed, but they haven't changed. And nobody ever asked the question, what the hell is a Grandmaster? You asked me a question about, shouldn't a Grandmaster be able to teach teachers? Yes. And a lot of these Grandmasters will tell you that, yeah, I can teach teachers, but teach teachers what? What? Number 2 problem in the martial arts, it takes too long. Why should anyone have to wait years and years and years and years and years and years and years to get a black belt? Why? This is 2025. Why? Oh, that's the way it was done. Okay, they used to make a wheel out of wood. That's the way it was done. Anybody driving around with a wooden wheel? I was talking to a gentleman the other day, and I know you probably heard about it. The gentleman been in martial arts 9 years. He's nowhere near a black belt. So he's talking to me, and I said to him, why? He goes, well, Sensei, I didn't pass the test. And I didn't know enough techniques. So now I'm telling you, this conversation just happened earlier this week. Then I said to him, well, if you failed twice, who the hell is teaching you? If I'm teaching you and you fail, then I'm a terrible instructor because I'm teaching you. How the hell are you going to fail the information I'm giving you when I'm the one giving it to you? And you failed once already. So now I should know, let me work on your weak points, because you already got this much information, so you failed here, so you should definitely pass the next time around. Basic common sense, right? No, he still failed. I said, 9 years. I said, what are you, 9 years to do what? Oh, for me to get, I wanted able to get a black belt in. So, I'm this or that. He goes like, you're looking at me like, you don't agree with that. I said, hell no, I don't agree with that. I said, why are you staying there? Leave. So why would you do that? Well, I'm loyal. I got friends there. I don't give a damn. I said, you're an ass. Leave. I'm not telling him to do anything I wouldn't want someone to do to me. If I treated any of my people that way, I would want them to leave me. No, man. You're a human being. Why is it that it takes years to get a black belt, but it takes months to go through special ops training? Now, who do you think, forget about special ops, your average Marine, who do you think in a 6-month period of time is more deadlier? Take your average guy, send him into the Marine Corps. Take your average guy, send him into a martial arts program. He stays 6 months, the Marine stays 6 months. They come out, let them get into a competition. Who do you think is gonna win? The Marine's gonna win. Got a different mindset. Hey? He has a different mentality completely. They know nothing about no down block, middle block, reverse block, round kick, side kick, back kick, hook kick. You know nothing about that. You don't know katas. All he knows is how to run through a person and how to win. I'm not training to exchange. I'm training to win. You must win. And the reason why I feel this way is not arrogance. It has nothing to do with me being arrogant. I believe that I put enough work in, enough time in. I do this 7 days a week. Since 1984. I live this. I have not had a vacation of any kind in 15 years. I go around teaching the system in 7 different countries. I put myself in a room with soldiers of fortune, mercenaries, to learn from a guy who teaches nothing but that, how to eliminate people in the shortest period of time in the most efficient way. So that's not dojo. That's not dojo. But I had to pay for that knowledge. I had to pay not only to learn it, to get so good and be proficient in it. I had to study it. A lot of hours. A lot of hours. No one. And I know a lot of guys that do some knife work. No one. They haven't invested what I invested. They haven't been in the rooms I've been in the rooms. I've been in rooms with guys, man, that I'll tell you, I sit there, I look around the room, and I said these guys will wipe out, run through 99% of the martial artists that I know. Not 10, not 20, 99% of them. Because they're gonna make a fatal mistake and they're gonna square off with a person who has a completely different mindset than they have. Martial artists is learning how to fight, learning how to compete in tournaments, learning how to collect trophies and feeding their ego with titles. I'm in a room with guys that just learning how to survive. They're not martial artists, they're not sensei, they're not shihan, they're not professors, they're killers. They don't care about no point fighting. They don't care about no goddamn trophy. They don't care about no titles. They ain't got a title. They ain't got a title. They're a soldier. They're a warrior. Death. That's a little different. Martial arts don't have that. It's a different day. Your old school way don't work. You can keep doing it. It's called martial arts. There's an art side, there's a martial side. Teach people the martial side. You see, that's now the martial side is usually what most schools tell people, oh, when you're a brown belt and a black belt, Then I'll really teach you weapons, how to defend yourself, and I'll teach you all the techniques that will kill people and take a life, the life and death techniques. We all know that's a bunch of crap. But it's a selling point, just so you can have dues and keep people there, so you can keep your doors open. Why don't you just be honest with your people and say, you know what? I'm going to give this individual everything they're looking for and more. After I do that, I hope that they will see that I'm not holding back. You walked through my door, you was not confident. You walked through my door, you had uncertainty about how to defend yourself in the street. You walked through my door like, you know what? You know, I'm a big guy, whatever. You know, I have a bad attitude, or you know, I'm not afraid to, you know, to really get. But I really know deep down inside, man, I've been lucky. I've just been running off of the bullshit that I got away with all these years. But somebody one day is gonna test me. Then I got a problem. See, now teach that person, and after you give that person what they want, solve their problem, then give that person the chance to say, you know what? This dude was honest, man. This guy treated me right. This guy didn't rip me off. Yo, bro, what else you got? What else you got? See, they don't have belief in themselves. See, they think that people are going to take their information and cut out. No, they might love you for it and take your information and stay. If you ask most of the people why you join martial arts, they'll tell you, oh, you know, it's in my neighborhood, it's nice, camaraderie, you know, I didn't have no friends, I just wanted to meet people. Oh, you know, I thought it would be nice to be a black belt. And you walk through the door for one reason and one reason only. To better yourself in personal protection, to feel more comfortable walking the street that you can defend yourself and your family. Now I want to learn how to do that in the quickest possible time and the shortest period of time I could possibly do with it. That should be your mindset. Because you see, here's how it works. You might be that guy that come to me and say, well, okay, yo, I love what you did for me, man. You kept your promise. You gave me the meat and potatoes right away. But I don't want to join the art side of what you have. I don't want to wear the gi. I don't want to be part of the system. I don't give a damn about belts. But I love your information. Can I just come and get your information without being a part of all this? Most schools, the answer is no. They tell you, if you're not a part of all this, you can't get it. And I said, oh, what the hell, that's stupid. Right? We're martial artists to save lives and to give information up. Right? There's a saying in Sanukas, isn't it each one teach one? All right? Isn't that the way the saying goes? So for me, I put together a thing called the Self-Defense Library. And all the library is nothing but information on how to stop someone from hurting you. Immediately, fast, quick, violently, because there's no such thing as effortless self-defense. There's no such thing as defending yourself and your family without some level of violence. Then you go back to being the nice, sweet person that you are. Because that's what the libraries are for, right? Knowledge, right? But now nobody goes to the library anymore. The modern day library is called Google. Do we not go to, hey, Google, how do you do this? Google, how do you do that? YouTube, how do you do this? How do you do that? You want information. I don't want to join the system. I want information. Give the person information. You see? How do you get people to believe in the information? Number one, don't give them a lot of information. Okay? Number two, make them really great at the information that they have. I mean, make them really good. Make sure that when you squeeze them, that's what's going to come out. With no hesitation and no doubt. Make sure you get them to understand. You have to perform. It's not your choice. It's not your choice. It's in your best interest. Because if that man gets a chance to go first, you don't know who they are, what they are. You may never get a chance to apply what you might have. But anyway, now, you're selling people on this self-defense thing. You go into the school, they start teaching you, they give you the white belt, they give you the whole nonsense, and they tell you, now, you're gonna learn these forms and down block, middle block, katas, and so forth and so on. Then we learn a bunch of techniques. Okay, cool. If you see a technique, and you may like the technique, but if you deep in your heart and soul don't really believe in that technique, you'll never use it in the street. You just never use it. How many schools have you been into when you heard the instructors really talking about your mindset? I could show you all this information, all these techniques, but who do you have to be? Who do you have to be in order in the face of life and death situation where you make a mistake, it's going to cost you your life? Who do you mentally have to be not to hesitate? What kind of belief system do you have to have? And the only way you develop that mindset is by you working on you every single day, wanting to get better. That's why in the New York City Police Department, they lowered the standards. You know, they lowered the physical fitness standards. We walked around and we looked at cops that were overweight. We looked at female cops that were overweight and female and out of shape and don't train, and men, the same thing. And we just look at them and glance at them and say, that's a police officer? It's called pride, man. You gotta have standards. You gotta raise your standard. What's okay with you? That's why Professor Vee was known as the teacher of teachers. And teachers went to him. Professor Vee is one of the most open people on the planet. All right, Professor Vee was given and open to everybody. He never looked at you and say, no, you're not a part of my style, so I'm not going to give you my information. He gave it to you anyway. Damn well knowing that it might be the last time he sees you. I watch people use the shit out of him. Like I said, wouldn't even pay him. Guys that would train with him for hours. Just took advantage of him. Which is nonsense. Come on. But you're using his knowledge. He is the Colonel, Kentucky Fried Chicken. If you were using the Colonel's formula, his special ingredient, and you're selling chicken, the Colonel got to get paid for every piece of chicken. These martial artists didn't do that. They used the shit out of Professor Vee. But because, especially as he got older, he recognized he don't know how much longer he's going to live. So then he started to embrace people who was not sincere, just so his information don't die with him, and he can give it to someone. You know, he just don't die with him. But there's no one, and I'll say it in the camera, looking straight at the camera, there is no one wearing the gi that say they doing V anything. that invested more time, energy, money, and sacrifice than I did. But yet, they would get you to believe that David James don't even exist. So how the hell is that possible? How is it possible? Here's another thing which I have to say. I don't know how much more time we got, but I have to say this. One of the worst things in martial arts is black belts and students not getting the same information. It's a killer. It's a killer. What if every school gave people black belt information at the white belt level? All meat and potatoes. Take all of the BS out. See, when I say BS, the stuff that you don't need now. I could put on a flamboyant gi with all kind of patches and designs on it, right? For ground grappling, 100%. Because everybody understands, that's grappling. That's wrestling. You need that to pull on, to hold on, to tug on. You'll be ripping shirts and so forth. Judo, you need it to pull on, to pull the tie. That's why they don't do judo in a t-shirt. And you're a guy that loves training, love working out. And I'm telling you, in order for you to be a part of my thing, you gotta put this costume on, you gotta put this uniform on. And not only that, you gotta put this white belt on. I walk into schools in Japan, train with these guys, and I don't walk in there with my black, I'm Professor David from Vee. Nobody gives a shit, nobody cares. The Japanese, they know no goddamn Professor David. And then somebody finds out, hey, is this you? YouTube. Oh, yeah, you got the professor here? David, you got a school. No? I had one gentleman told me, we were working out, and he said to me, you know, you're a really good white belt. Because I never said anything to him. And I got to tell you one thing. That guy was one of the best white belts I ever came across. He had the information. He had the skill. He had black belt information at a white belt level. He didn't hold back no knowledge from him. He had the skill. And I was like, whoa, okay. I've earned the right to speak the way I speak. I've invested in the system of Vee Jiu-Jitsu like no other person who say they do Vee Jiu-Jitsu. I've invested my years in training with Professor Vee. From the day I started teaching, I've never had a basement dojo, community center dojo, a school dojo, you know, in a rec center or something. Since 1984, I'm paying rent. Still paying Professor Vee, paying for my knowledge. Paying other instructors and other people to teach me things that I did not know. And that's tens of thousands of dollars. Just for information. Even here, you see the way my place is outfitted? Right? This ain't no fold up overnight thing I could just leave. In order to grow properly, it requires an investment, but an investment in you. It's like anyone who starts a business. They have to somewhat believe in something. I believe these cookie business will work. I gotta believe in this t-shirt business will work. But why bother investing money? It's belief. Do you believe? Believe it or not, most professors and martial artists and grandmasters do not believe in themselves. They only believe in themselves when it comes to fighting. When it comes to being in the ring, fighting, squaring off with somebody, they believe in themselves. Outside of that, they don't believe in themselves. If you really believe that this is it, then I'm gonna do more than just go to tournaments and win trophies. Do you know somebody opened up a freaking store? Since I've been here, I've watched 5 businesses come and go across the street. People invest their heart and soul going in there, hundreds of thousands of dollars before they even open the door. Do any martial artists know what that feels like? Do they believe in themselves that much? That you really believe in yourself. You believe in what you do. You don't have one student before those doors open. Or you could be a great martial arts practitioner. You could have great knowledge and great skills. But do you believe in yourself? To invest every single thing you have on the line on you. Go out there. Put everything you have on you. Okay? I've done it multiple times. I've done it multiple times. I had to start from zero. People gotta see through your energy, through your belief. If you don't see it, the people won't see it. How much are you willing to give up and sacrifice for what you want? And then the people will say, this guy's serious. This guy believes in what he believes in. Okay? Because he's all in. You got to be all in. You got to be willing to put yourself on the line. You got to be willing to be embarrassed. You got to be willing to look bad. I know these martial artists that you know, and I'm not downing them. I'm not saying that they're bad people, but understand, I'm just telling you, this is the reality of you so-called saying I'm at the highest level. Because you earn the right to say that after you fail dozens of times. And then keep going. I believe in the system. I said it's like, to me, it's like Chinese food. People like Chinese food in Brooklyn, they like it in Queens, they like it in Jersey, they like it in Long Island, they like it all over. And you know and I know, there isn't anywhere you go in the world, they ain't got a Chinese restaurant. So I said, hey, Ju-Jitsu is like Chinese food. Once people see it, once people understand it, once people get a taste of it, they gotta love it. Now here's the thing. I'm glad you asked me that question. What level of Ju-Jitsu you're talking about? Professor Vee, when we got together, when I first started teaching, I asked him, what do you want me to name the school? Because I wasn't calling it Davy Reed. To hell with that. I watched too many people go down that path. Okay? I don't have to have my name up front. There's a lot of people right now that driving Ford cars. Henry Ford is dead, but they're still driving the car. Okay? The guy who runs Apple right now, he can walk into any goddamn store in any neighborhood. Nobody knows who the hell he is, but people still lining up to buy Apple, right? And if you ask most people, say, who's the owner of Apple? Who's the creator of Apple? Oh, Steve Jobs. Who's the president of Apple? Steve Jobs. People are still telling you Steve Jobs has been dead 15 years, but they say Steve Jobs. Because why? He was, quote unquote, the founder. So for me, Professor Vee is Steve Jobs. Now, the next person that comes after just carries along the Apple name. Now, it's up to that person to take Apple into the future and keep it at the same level and standard of respect that it has, or they could ruin Apple and it could become a shitty product that no one's standing on line anymore to buy. But it's still Apple. There's one thing I know. All the instructors who dedicate their life to this, none of them wanted it to die when they died. And everyone who knows Professor Vee and ever knew Professor Vee is, if you wasn't with him and you go away and you come back, you're not doing the same thing. That was a man who was always innovative, always creative. I would come back, work with the Grandmaster, and he would be like, okay, this is this and this. I said, no. Professor, last week or last month or last year, we were doing it like this. How can we do it this? How come we're doing this way now? He looked me in my face and said, David, because I found a better way to do it. I found a more efficient way to do it. This is more direct, David. This makes better sense, David. If you find something that makes better sense, David, and a quicker way to do it, why not do it that way? Everybody else had the glory. Professor Vee had the pain. The pain of giving your life away to the arts. The pain of not being understood when you're trying to create something. And no one likes change. As soon as you try to do change, everybody, who the fuck do you think you are? Who do you think you are? No one likes change. But everything around us is change. Everything around us, people say, no. Don't do it. You're making a mistake. You're going to be out there. You're going to fail. You're going to this. But that person who perseveres, that person who pushes on, that person who gets tossed to the side, that no one believes in, they're the one that feels all the suffering. They're the ones that take the late nights. They're the ones that have the loneliness. They're the ones that don't do what everybody else do. But they're the ones that create stuff that live forever. And see, Professor Vee is one of those people. When Steve Jobs died, there was no headphone. What the iPhone is doing now far surpassed the iPhone that he left with. So you got to move forward. You're supposed to do something with it. Not just supposed to hold on to it and do the same damn crap. Then if that's the case, then I'm a Grandmaster of what? I'm a head instructor of what? Of what? Everybody wants the new iPhone. Everybody wants the new iWatch. Everybody wants the new Lexus. Everybody wants the new BMW. Everybody wants the new Mercedes. Why? Oh, so it's okay for that to evolve. But martial arts, if you talk about that, they tell you you're disrespectful and you're wrong, but that stays the same. I said, you guys don't get it yet. All that stuff on my wall, I live it. I live it. I was tested, and I told God, plain and simple, God will stop testing me because I'm never going to stop. I'm all in. I'm never going to stop, ever. So stop testing. Let's go. Let me do what I need to do so I can get the message out. Let me get the message out. Let me fulfill my goal. Then I can go. But right now I can't go. I'm still working to deliver the message of Vee. And that's why we're here doing this interview, because I agreed to do it, because I want to get the message of Vee, the knowledge, the information out there.